You know that feeling, right? That invisible line your body just tells you not to cross. It's that moment you lift something a little too heavy or twist in a way you instantly regret. Well, today, we're going to put a name and some real science to that feeling. We're exploring the critical boundary that keeps our bodies safe. It seems like such a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer is actually pretty complex. And it doesn't matter if you're an athlete, a warehouse worker, or you're just moving some furniture around your living room. Knowing your physical limits isn't just about performance. It's about preventing a serious injury. So where is that line actually drawn? So that red line we've been talking about, it's not just some vague feeling in your gut. Nope, it is a measurable concept that scientists and engineers use all the time to design safer tools, safer jobs, and safer workplaces. So let's go ahead and give it its proper name.
And here it is, the safe biomechanical limit. Now the key phrases here are without causing injury and long-term harm. This isn't about that one time you pushed your absolute max in the gym. This is about defining the boundary of what is sustainably safe for the human body, day in and day out.
So what goes into figuring out this limit? Well, it's not just one single number. It's more like a complex profile of what your body can handle. We're talking about the precise angles your joints can safely reach without strain, the maximum force your muscles can actually produce, the resilience of your tissues, your tendons and ligaments, and of course how well your body can absorb sudden impacts.
Okay, so understanding this limit is pretty fascinating. But where is it actually applied in the real world? Because this isn't just some academic exercise. It's a really critical safety tool that's used to protect people every single day.
Think of it this way. Every physical thing you do falls into one of two buckets. On one side, you've got acceptable stress. This is stuff like lifting groceries or going for a jog, forces our bodies can handle and even get stronger from. But on the other side, there's hazardous overload. That's when a force is just too great or too repetitive, and it leads to injury. The safe biomechanical limit, that is the crucial line in the sand separating the two.
All right, let's bring this into the real world. This whole concept is absolutely fundamental to how we design our modern workplaces, especially in places where people and some seriously powerful machines need to interact safely.
A perfect example of this is the rise of collaborative robots, or cobots as they're often called. Now, these are not the giant robots you see locked away behind cages in a factory. These are designed to work right alongside us humans. And hey, if a robot is going to be your new coworker, you need some very, very clear rules about how it can physically interact with you.
And those rules, they're actually codified in official standards like ISO/TS 15066. This is a super technical document, but it basically sets precise, data-driven limits on how much force and pressure a robot can apply to different parts of the human body. For instance, it might say a robot can't apply more than 140 newtons of force to a person's chest. It's the official rulebook that prevents a robot from crossing over into that hazardous overload territory.
But it's not all high-tech robotics. These same principles are absolutely essential for protecting people in physically demanding manual jobs. I'm talking construction, logistics, even healthcare. Anywhere people are constantly lifting, pushing, and pulling as part of their job.
You see, in occupational health, experts follow a really clear process that's based on these limits. First, they identify the tasks that put the most strain on the body. Then, they literally measure the forces and movements involved. And finally, they compare all that data to established health guidelines to figure out if a job is safe or if it needs to be redesigned to prevent those awful long-term injuries.
So, as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear that this human threshold is way more than just a scientific term. It's a fundamental concept for designing a safer future, one where technology and human effort can coexist without causing harm.
When it all comes down to it, everything we've talked about today boils down to this one single powerful idea. The safe biomechanical limit is the boundary. It's the precise line separating acceptable stress from hazardous overload. It's the essential guardrail that keeps our interactions with the physical world, whether that's with a machine or just a tough manual task, firmly on the side of safety.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As technology like robotics and AI gets even more integrated into our daily lives, that line between human and machine interaction is going to get blurrier and blurrier. And that raises a huge question for the future. Who's going to be responsible for defining and maybe even redefining these thresholds to keep us all safe?